Hey guys, this is Ergo Josh here, and today I'm going to talk through my progress in the past month or so of sketching. The earliest sketch you'll see in this video was just about a month ago. So here we go, let's get started. So this video you see here is a picture of a girl I just found on Pinterest like everyone else does. But yeah, you'll see that I need a lot of guidelines to really get everything started, the typical Andrew Loomis guidelines. I start off with a circle, I divide it in half, I find the thirds. You can find all of this all over the internet. But yeah, I start sketching everything in. The mouth is usually somewhat halfway in the bottom third. I start trying to find the correct shape because this girl had a really interesting face. Hopefully, maybe I edited in. But she was kind of facing forward and she had her lips really pursed, so they looked pretty big. But yeah, as you can see now, the face is just messed up. The angles of her cheeks aren't right, and her eyes, they're looking actually okay now, but you'll see I actually make them too big soon. But yeah, I'm still trying to figure things out. You can see my line work is just really messy. I try to clean it up. Way too dark. It's like I'm sketching with a pen, but in the wrong way. Everything's feathered and nasty looking. Yeah, her eyes they're kind of big, but it's okay. It's like a nice kind of animated look. So yeah, at this point I'm confident with it. I start trying to really get a lot more details in, because this is just going to be a line drawing. I divide the face. I kind of like drawing lines on the portraits, but here, yeah, I start detailing it more, getting in a lot more line work. This is why this sketch took over 5 hours to do. I'm not really a fan of doing this so much anymore because unless you're gonna cell shade it or you have a really kick-ass sketch, it's just not worth it. Yeah, you can see here I was really happy with it. Two nicely drawn eyeliner eyes staring back at you on a white page. Everyone loves to look at that. So yeah, I start detailing everything else in. It starts looking a lot better. When you see the sketches, the lines jump around like that, it's me trying to find a good stroke for the circle. You probably saw in the beginning of this that there's just circles that appear so many times, and that's just me trying to get a perfect circle to start with. You don't really need to do that, but I take it as like a warm-up and as a way to practice my strokes, because I don't really like to warm up intentionally because I have so little time to draw. But it really does make a difference. Drawing is something that requires as much attention as, learning to walk, but we don't really draw nearly as much as we walk. I start detailing in the hair. The strokes look kind of odd, ever so slightly, because hair doesn't really end, it just keeps flowing, but all of these strokes have a specific end, and they're not all made up of just one stroke, so it's tricky to get hair like this done correctly. But yeah, I'll stop this recording here, so let's go on to the next one. So this sketch is a sketch of a YouTuber. Her name is Chapta Barbara. I love saying that in her accent. She's really entertaining. You should try and give her a watch. Maybe if you're into books. So I start off with the circle again, sketching a lot. This one I really wanted to try to get it right and be geometric. You see I put all the points there because it's in a perspective, and it's also at an angle. So I really try to get that right. You see, it isn't until I get the really big blocked out shapes right that I'm confident with moving forward to more details. When I drew those two holes, I was thinking of the skull. And then when I drew the triangular shape for the nose, I was thinking of that hole that we have in the skull for the nose. So it's always me working like that, thinking about things deeper to try to draw them correctly. You can see I put the ear in the correct place according to the Loomis structure, and it's always nice when what you study lines up with reality, and you're able to recreate that. At this point, I was pretty confident with it. I liked how the eyes were. As I keep staring at it, you'll see I change how the mouth looks a lot. She has a really I always forget how to say this properly. I always say it wrong. I think of caricature and caricature. Yeah, caricature is the right way to say it. Okay. Yeah, she almost looks like a caricature in this angle, when you take a frame of someone talking, it's really hard to get them to look, you know, really flattering. But I really liked her expression here. A lot of attitude, a lot of sarcasm. Pretty confident with the whole thing. I start sketching in the hair. The overall line quality is a lot better. I'm trying to really go for a pencil look, but you can see there's still a lot of feathering going on. One of my friends keeps telling me I should never feather at all. Don't ever feather. I should really try and practice my strokes, but I just find it difficult because, you know, I'm still trying to find out things and test things, and just hitting the undo button so many times is frustrating. But when I'm sketching on paper, it's a completely different story. But yeah, I'm done here. I made it look a little bit more graphic and pop for Instagram. And yeah, I definitely had to shade her eyebrows this time because they're part of her character, and it's really important to get right. And then now to the last sketch that I just completed. So this is Dan. He's a request from one of the winners of the request giveaway I did. And so this is after I started sketching with the intent of painting, and I use a very soft brush to really do this. I was very hesitant in the beginning. Right now it looks like this random guy with a huge jaw, but I was happy that, hey, it looks like a guy. It doesn't look weird. It isn't skewed in one way, so I'm just gonna keep going, you know, just keep sketching. You see, I use the very, very minimal guidelines at this point because I'm just kind of getting tired of it. But at the same time, as you can see from the end result, I clearly don't need it. Yeah, so I get a very light sketch of the eyes here, just shading them in as a whole. And I don't know if you caught before, it was really quick, but the only thing I kind of lassoed and changed, or if you use Photoshop, would be the liquify tool, was where the eyebrows were. I just moved them up a tiny bit. Everything else was accurate. This is the first sketch I've ever done anything like that for. So it kind of goes to what kind of my theory is on drawing, that really you should try to get as much going for you in the brain, in the background, and then worry about things consciously that are new to you and more, you know, personal. I don't think one should continue using guidelines when they feel like they should. You really should stop trying to use them as soon as you feel like, you know, you gotta get a sense for it, because you'll never feel like you can. You just have to do it and then get used to that. But yeah, this sketch turned out much better. I love the feel of it. It feels like a sculptural quality. It feels like you're looking at a, you know, at processed photo of a sculpture of a marble piece, you know, just to made to look like it's actually a sketch. It just has such a sculptural quality to it, and I feel like you can really read the face. If you saw really quick there, I drew some equal lines to show that, okay, this is really the basic anatomy of the face. That's all you need. You need the perspective lines going the correct direction, and you need to know the correct width or the correct distance from the eyebrows to the nose to the chin. But yeah, I'm rambling. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I will see you in the next video. This will be painted and posted up to my Instagram at ergo.josh this week. And yeah, see you next week.